Hey. What's up, everybody? Join the panel. So we had Foodie Beauty exiting immediately because there was a knock at the door. So who was that? Is it really Renier? I'm not really sure. It could be Lewis, to be honest with you. But let's talk about it. So if you want to come on panel, then I put the invite link. We got Cauliflower. Hey, Cauliflower.
Hey Monty, how are you?
I'm alright. How's everything?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh man. So I'm gonna have the unpopular opinion because I see so many people like, oh, good for her, good for her. She wasn't that bad. Da 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 da. Nah. I so wished you were there with me just to hear you go meow meow.
Well, Laura is okay with saying that in the chat. I did see that.
Hey
So
Laura.
so somebody was saying it.
Some of us have to be a little truthful. Listen, I don't begrudge her a good time. I'm glad she was able to do something that was out of her, see, not out of her comfort zone. She's constantly singing, so people hear this all the time.
Mhm.
But to see it on a stage, that's a whole other, thing. And I don't tell this to people, but I used to be a karaoke DJ. I did it for like 10 years of my life. And I was also, somebody who did karaoke a lot. So you get accustomed to hearing very bad singing, and you get accustomed in the business that you have to encourage this, because in
Yeah.
order for the club, the bar, what have you, the event, in order for it to succeed, you have to get these people to drink. So they would keep buying drinks, and that would eventually allow them to keep singing. No matter
Poorly.
poorly.
Yes. Because there were some bad singers on there, to be honest with you.
Oh
Like,
my god, Monty, the one before her.
yeah, it was so bad. I was like, OMG.
You really have to, you gotta, I don't know, listen, like I said, I've been doing this a long time. You gotta kind of feel like it's not about what you think you should sing, it's about what you can sing
Right?
sometimes.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, listen, the dude that sang the Led Zeppelin, "The Stairway to Heaven" was pretty good, and
Yeah,
she's like, oh, he's actually good, because she's like, oh, we're all gonna suck. I'm like, girlfriend, if I was there, I'd kick your ass.
for sure.
But
By the way, Agata has doxed already.
oh man, why am I not surprised?
Well, she said her full name out like more than multiple times.
Yes, Ariana, pick something everyone knows so they can sing along. Like the standard is always, listen, this is coming from my perspective. The standard is always don't stop believing. Everybody knows that.
Hmm.
I will survive, it's raining men. Like, there's so many songs, and the people that pick them, sometimes I go, okay. But I kind of knew she was going to do Madonna because she constantly sings that song, constantly.
Hmm. So true. But
Oh.
yeah.
So
Um
is Agatha on the farms, or is she just
some I think the link that somebody sent me is her. I just gotta confirm. So let's just leave it,
yeah.
um undetermined for now. But yeah, she gave her name is Agatha without the H, and then she was like, oh, my last name is this. I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. And she's from Mississauga, Ontario, which is right next door to Toronto. If you're not aware where that is, I was like, you just give people everything, so now you're doxxed. And then the stuff that she was saying, oh, she was there a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and then she came back for a guy.
She did. Oh my God.
Yeah, Agata was saying a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're saying it to the wrong person.
Hmm.
Hey, hippie.
Hey, cauliflower. Hey, Monty. This
Hey,
this lot is just that Agatha person. Oh my God! I wish you had met her that first night. The first night, because I think this whole thing would have just been something we could have put on Netflix at that point. That woman was just a hoot. I guess that's the only thing I can say. She was a hoot.
hmm
And we all knew that that Chantel would not be able to get up there and sing. God, mm, how often have we had to live through her singing?
Wait a
Mm.
second. So you were saying she was bad?
Um, y- maybe.
You're so sweet, hippie.
Really? You think it was bad?
I don't want to just down somebody. No.
Oh, let it out, girl.
All right. So, Collie, you said it was
Yeah.
bad. And then
Okay.
Hippie, you're saying it was bad.
It was interesting. Interesting. I'm saying it's interesting. How's that?
Okay. I'm gonna say it was good. So we
Okay,
need
good. Good. We're good. You're thank you.
no, but that's two judges just said it was bad.
Yeah, I know,
So
but
she just got booted.
Yeah, she's not getting the golden ticket.
unless I
Sorry.
unless I give her my golden ticket. I was saving that up for Debbie and her singing, but sure, all right, I'm gonna give her the golden buzzer. Boom, she's in.
Oh, that's it. We're expelling you from the judges' table. Get out, Monty.
no. We just need to send her. No, we just, and I'm sure Monty would agree with this. We just need to send her to California with the golden ticket, and there she'll
Right,
be. She won't be in Canada
right.
anymore. So there you go.
She just went live again. I'm in love. So what was that for? Who was that then? I don't think that was Renoir, Renier, whatever we want to pronounce his name. I think it was Lewis. I think she's trying to, I don't know, pull a fast
Mhm.
one. But that's just my opinion, to be honest with you.
No, I think she was trying to hook up with Lewis tonight.
Yes,
I
that's exactly what I think.
yeah.
That's why she was
Mhm.
there. And it makes me think it was Lewis she was actually messaging and not Renoir.
Guys, I get you. I'm reading the chat. I get it. Yeah, I said good for her that she had a good time. It's not even, listen, again, I'm not saying this because, I dislike her. I dislike her anyway. I don't care what she does, but she had a good time. Good for her. Good for her. Good for her. My personal opinion, and again, I just, I'm going off of just like what I used to do in my own profession. It's got nothing to do with that. Listen, we're not here to judge her one way or the other. She wasn't part of a contest. But again, I've heard worse. I will say that. I've heard worse. How's that? I'll give her a compliment. I've heard worse.
Oh, give
I
me
can
a second
only
here. So we got our girl here.
imagine.
Our girl, why are you in my chat? Do not ever come in my chat ever again and address me on any panel or anywhere ever again. Do you understand this? Bye. All right, let's continue.
Okay. What were you saying, hippie?
I said I can only imagine cauliflower what you have had to endure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I agree with some of the songs you were saying that are should be the standards like Journey and
Hmm.
you know something that's upbeat, something that everybody in the room can sing and know the words to.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, again, she did something she loves. She loves Madonna. She's constantly saying she's
Oh
going to do
yes. Hmm.
Madonna videos and all that. And she's always walking around singing that. So that's great. She took, a lot of people do not have that courage. And yeah, a lot of people have to drink in order to do it. And that's my thing. It does come out. So, and again, from a singing perspective, why she sounded a certain way, because her voice sounded like she had a frog in it. Breathing, she's got no breath control. She's got no
Yeah,
breath. She can't
that's
breathe.
Well, that's
hmm
Yeah.
the thing though. She was saying that because she was standing up, if the crowd gave her a cheer, it should be, a lot
Mm-hmm.
better. But
Mm-hmm.
she specifically said that it's because I was standing, my breath control wasn't all that. That's literally what she said.
Well, standing is the way you get breath control.
Listen,
I mean,
it would be
she
better than sitting. Absolutely, I agree.
she
yeah,
But
she does dishes sitting down, okay? I think she's like a professional
true.
sitter at this moment.
True. Like I can listen, I can feel it. Like when somebody's singing from their throat or someone's singing from, and she definitely was singing from there. I'm like, she's got to breathe. And I understand it's difficult. Listen, I used to suffer with bronchitis, so I get it. Like that whole like you're trying to take that in and just bring that up from your diaphragm. Forget it if you can't. No, I mean, you can do easier as far as like breathing exercises sitting, but they always tell you, because it's not just from your breath, it's also your posture, the way your shoulders are, the way you keep your body, and you keep yourself a certain way. But again, it is, and in front of a lot of people, it's also like that kind of like will get you too, because I've done it a million times where I'm like, I feel fine, and all of a sudden I'm up there, I'm like, uh-oh, yup, here come the nerves. So yeah, it does take a lot.
Howdy, Buddha.
Hi, Buddha.
Hey, Buddha, looking good. What's up? Where you going?
Thank you. I'm going on panel to talk some smack. You in?
All right, okay. We see you.
That's what we want. Absolutely. But I just want to put one thing in before I mute myself. If I were up there, I'd be singing something from Barbara Streisand. I know, but I'm old as hell. So there you go.
Oh, I love that, hippie. I'd love that.
Oh, I got to see her in concert, and oh my God,
that's awesome.
I sat there and I said, God, this is it. If you want to take me home, I'm good. Done it. I've done everything I ever wanted. I'm watching Babs. So there you go. That was 2 years ago. Anyway, go ahead. I'm muting myself.
Well, hello there. Everyone can hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my karaoke choice, and I love karaoke. Oh my God. Me and Bobby McGee, Janis Joplin.
I can so see that, Buddha. I can so see that.
Absolutely.
I got that raspy smoker's cough that works for me. Ex-smoker, but I work it.
I would love to do that. I would love to see that with you, Buddha. You and me, girl.
Just drunken, swaying. I'm down for a good drunk sway when it comes to karaoke. It's been too long since I've made an ass of myself.
Nah. Somehow I think you don't need the help.
You know what? It's so true. Like if I kept my mouth shut, I just look polished and shit. But the minute I open my mouth, truck driver.
Havasu mom says she's claiming she just got a quickie and she's in love. Lol. What?
Oh,
So
shocker.
how long was that? 10 minutes? OMG. I don't believe.
Actually, Monty, 24 hours. Because remember, she didn't talk too much about it.
Yeah, but she just said she just got a quickie just now.
Ew.
Like as soon as she ended her live, I practically started within a minute of this live stream, and she was back on for how long now? For 7 minutes. So even less than 10. And she's saying that she had a quickie. Wow.
Do we think she really had sex? Or is this for natter? Or sorry, sex?
I don't think so. I don't think she did, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. Yeah. I think this is all for Natter. The whole Starfish song was for Natter.
I
Viewing
agree.
Natter's videos, she's seen that Debbie can keep her man. Well, what she thinks is her man, and she's not liking it.
Yeah, he's playing hubby real good right now, isn't he?
Oh, no, he's not. That was absolutely disgusting what he pulled today. Absolutely.
I agree. It was pretty gross. But it sure got Chantal worked up, didn't it?
Of course.
Right. Feeding Dee Dee's mother manicotti. I was like, oh, the cringe level.
That was...
And having her brother there watch it as well.
Oh, Julie, I know.
Absolutely. It was cringy. But Buddha, Janis Joplin grew up just 56 miles down the road from me. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah. In Port Arthur.
I'm jealous.
Port Arthur, Texas.
To be that close to Pearl.
And they appreciate it. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what's funny? That a long time ago there was a movie that her and a bunch of like Chris Christopherson and them, they took a train and rolled across Canada, and they like rolled through Calgary and rolled through all the cities, and it was like this hippie music express. It was very cool. I
And
liked
that's my thing. But and Chris Christopherson, oh my God, he is such a wonderful writer. He wrote.
fantastic.
He is such a wonderful writer. Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. That's for sure. That's awesome.
So do we think she's lying about this, Monty?
I think she's lying. And then she also confirmed that Renier has two children. Not that it really matters, but who said that he was married? Something along those lines. But you know what? I should do a recap for people just coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Because even for myself, this is a lot of hours of live streaming she's been doing, and you just can't keep up. So super early this morning, like minutes to 3 a.m. BDT, New York City time, Nader went on live stream, apologizing, but not apologizing because he's an alleged narcissist and he can't truly apologize for what he did April the 1st. Then after that, he tries to, what's it called again? A virtue signal by going to see Dee Dee's mother, and the place is amazing. It has a piano, it has pool tables, plural, a library. It's like, and it was so clean and new looking. I was like, you do have to have money to be in a place like this, thousands and thousands of dollars a month. So he fed her manicotti with Dee Dee there and her brother there, and he doxed practically everybody because he doxed Dee Dee's mother's full name and the brother's name, so everybody's been doxxed. They even showed the old picture of Dee Dee's mom. Foodie Booty got pissed off at this, decided to do a song called Starfish, and it's actually out on her channel as of a couple hours ago. And then she decided to double down by what seems to either be hooking up with Renoir, Renee, however you want to pronounce the name. You know what? I'm going to stick to Renoir, and also see Lewis. She did do karaoke. I think she was pretty good. To be honest, the other people are like, no, she was okay or it was bad, but I think it was pretty good considering the rest of the field is like really bad. Other than that, she ended a live stream less than 20 minutes ago. There was a knock at the door. She came back, what, like not even 10 minutes later, saying she had a quickie and it was Renoir again. And I'm not believing he's having sex with her. I think it might be something else. I have no idea what it is, but you're all caught up now. This is where we're at.
Nevertheless, there was a community post by her that said something to the effect of, when she gets back, if she decides to go back with him, that's her business. Like, are you kidding after all this?
Right. I also forgot about Agata. Agata is a Polish woman that seems to like to enjoy bed activity with Cuban men. And she was in Cuba, what, like 2 weeks ago, was it? Or was it a week ago? I think it was
A
two
week.
weeks ago. A week ago?
A week.
Wow. So
Mm-hmm.
she came back for more bed activity. And she was telling all her stories and everything. She seemed like she was quite sloshed. She gave out her full name as well. She's from Mississauga. It's Agata without the H, and she also said her last name. So she's practically doxed.
But she was a hoot. Oh my
She
God.
was. She seems super friendly and a nice person, just
She was
unfortunate.
absolutely a hoot. And she just set herself down and said, let me start talking to this woman and let me get into her chat and let me get on this. I mean, she was just a hoot. Carrying around her bottle.
Yeah, she seems like a pretty nice person that's, will come up to anybody and be friendly. It's just unfortunately she's not going to be doxxed because she came up to Foodie Beauty, and the farms will definitely be on the case.
What?
Oh yeah, she'll be doxxed. Absolutely, she'll be doxxed. There's not a chance in hell that's not going to happen. But I'm not really sure she cares. She would care one way or the other.
And here she goes again saying she's in love. Didn't she say that about what's his name? Roman, when she met him? the first, like, the first time.
Yeah,
She's
she
Mm-hmm.
practically
yeah,
says that about everybody.
yeah.
I used to know
Yeah.
somebody like that. Like everybody they meet, they're in love. They're like, that's my twin flame. Always using the same words over and over and over again.
If somebody says hi, they're good to go. That's good. Hi is all you need. Howdy doody. We're doing it.
I have a theory on what Chantel thinks of as sexual activity. To her, I feel like she might exaggerate some of her conquests. Like, remember back in the day when she would hang out with Natty and she'd come home and be like, oh, the passion, so many hours of love making. And then, like, fast forward a couple weeks to a fight, and she'd be talking about how it was two BJs and a trip home alone to the batteries. And I think that when it works for her, her sexual conquests include all of the bases. But to be honest with you, a quickie to this girl could be a boob squeeze. And she'll go and be like, oh, it was so passionate. He touched every inch of my breasticle. And so to me, her getting a quickie could be a boob squeeze, a pee touch, and over the gene rubs. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a complete act for her to be all like, I got some guys. My theory.
I don't know. I listen. More power to her. I don't understand people that want everyone to know every godforsaken little detail about what they do in the sheets. Like, seriously, the best thing to do, especially, even if you are somebody's on the internet, is to keep it off of it. But this is all a ruse. This is all for Nader. And when she gets back, we're going to hear all sorts of crap and drama, because we all know she's going to go over there, or whatever the case may be. And it's going to be this, you did this in Cuba and I did this in Cuba. And like, keep it off the internet if you do all this stuff. Good for you. You have a good time. Then who cares? Who wants to know this crap?
Yeah, but at some point when she sees it, if she hasn't seen it already, when she sees it and processes Natter at Dee Dee's mom's place, she's just gonna it's not gonna work. She's gonna be off the rocker. I just think because that to me was more intimate than any uh sexual thing that could have happened. He was feeding Dee Dee's mother. He cooked the food, he fed her. I mean, and he wouldn't even acknowledge Chantel. So to me, if I were her, I would be livid. I mean, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have stuck around this long, so I wouldn't have been livid because I would have been there. But to me, if she just processed that, that was just a very, very, and I'm sure it wasn't innocent on his part. I don't want anybody to think that he was doing it to get his people back, but that was pretty out there. Just my opinion, my 2 cents.
And now it's starting to make me think, okay, she talked about being so, like, traumatized by this whole thing that happened, right? And that she drank to do it or whatever. And I don't know, but to me, it doesn't seem like she's too traumatized anymore, So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that anymore. What do you think, Buddha?
Well, I mean, swapping fluids is a very intimate act. And now that they've all, climbed into bed together, I feel like that weekend maybe wasn't the first time. But I think this Dee Dee arc's been going on long enough for Chantel to acclimatize. Is this the word I don't feel like her rage is as much legit as it is. How can I put this? I feel like it works for her when it's time to draw in some views, keep people interested. But I think that she has sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? She has become very accustomed to Dee Dee being around. I don't think she's full of rage anymore. I think that no matter how much Natty plays husband to Dee Dee and her family, Chantal will always be the chick on the side. Not because they have a passionate love affair and they can't let each other go Notebook style, but because she got coin and she'll do anything to get a scrap of his attention. And her rage mostly comes from her wanting said scrap and him not wanting to give it to her when she wants said scrap. And she's on his schedule. So she's like, ah! And today is the drama. But to be honest with you, I don't think deep down she's a dumb woman. And I don't think she actually believes she has a chance in hell of having a happily ever after with this guy. And it's just the latest outrage topic. And this is a good one because it gets you right in the feels, you know, watching the man you love play hubby. But that's on her to own. My God, she's almost my age. That's old. So she needs to, I mean, processing Dee Dee, jump in line, jump in queue. There are 8 million things that she has to process long before her being replaced by Dee Dee, which is a much better version of girlfriend to bring home to the parents. Too bad, so sad. Be better, Chantal. Be better.
No, Buddha. No, Buddha. I've got 20 years on y'all. So please, y'all are youngins, as far as I'm concerned. I could have had y'all for children, but anyway, sorry, but yeah, no, I'm old. So, and I just, I'm not a prude, but my God, why does she just do all these stupid things? You know, there's some things that those of us back in the day, we fought for feminism, and she's just like throwing it out the door.
Drama. She loves it. She'll be bored otherwise. I used to be very, very bored with tons of chaos. I'd create it if there wasn't any. I'd date the wrong guys. There was always a reason to be angry because there was a reason to explain my anger. If she doesn't chill out and get some therapy, she'll always be in this cycle, this feedback loop of drama because she doesn't know how to be bored with her own energy, her own time, how to be sober. So the drama will continue until she gets therapy because calm is boredom to her.
Yeah, and I think also times are different now than they were years ago. Years ago, everything felt like you were learning lessons along the way. You had to. And if you didn't, it was hardcore, like you had some consequences. And we all know she's yet to ever suffer real consequences for anything that's happened to her. She seems to disguise it or numb it out or just get exactly what she wants. And that's the end of it. She keeps going until, she hits another plateau. Like if she gets home and he pays no attention to her, that's plateau again. But then she'll drum up some drama like, oh, I think I have another, one of her venereals, and then we'll start something else. Same thing. Listen, Windsor, it happened, right? When she got home, it was, oh, my throat's hurting, right away. So, this is another way of just never, ever suffering any consequences for any action she makes. None. She even said she didn't care if this person's that she's messed with, that they're married. Oh, I don't care. Of course you don't care. No consequence to you. Unless that woman gets crazy and comes after you. But other than that, no consequence.
Her life is her consequences.
Yes, I know, Buddha.
Her joints are suffering. Her consequences are every moment of every day. What's funny is that she thinks that she's lucking out in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm doing so good. You guys don't even handle it. Like, very Pussycat Dolls energy. Like, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? But girl, we can hear your knees creaking as you walk.
Don't you wish your girlfriend? Don't you wish your girlfriend was sweating bullets like me? Did you see her when she got off?
Yeah, she's struggling, man. But that's the thing. Like when these tiny little things where she thinks she's coming out on top and she's bad bitch extraordinaire, but girl, you suffer. Your existence is suffering. You're not winning anything. She needs to find some peace. But can I say one thing? And I don't want to say nice things about Chantel. I don't. I want to just. Here's maybe an unpopular thing to say, but I'm going to say it. Chantel in the last 2 weeks has baffled us with these choices she's made and follow through that we never saw coming. And every single time that we think that she's not going to do something, she did it. And like I was watching a couple old videos where it's like she's not going to leave the room, she's not going to take off her head wrap, and she just kept doing things that we all were like, she's not going to do that. And then she went to karaoke. She got up and sang. She hung out with people and talked to them. The thing is, Chantel has so much capability. She's not useless.
Yeah.
Like maybe she's so like, if she put her, it's hard to explain because I've never seen her actually apply herself in any way, shape, or form or try. So seeing her try, I'm like, oh, that makes you look twice as bad. Because it was different when I thought you couldn't or there was some mental block, but you're just really lazy. And now I'm
Yeah.
even more mad at her because I've seen that you can walk, you can talk, you can socialize, you can somewhat pretend like a normal part of society. But then when you go home, you turn it off and then blame the world. That's not fair. Now that I've seen you do otherwise, I expect it from you. Socialize, walk. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. Two things. Kidney J, I agree with you. She needs to burn those bras. And number two, I've been with her from the beginning. She was a totally different person when she was with BB. She was, I mean, I thought she was a sweet person. And she did the makeup thing and the lush thing and the, got her, boxes from wherever they sent them for free. And yeah, she did the mukbangs and all of that, and that was kind of cringy because she was trying to lose weight, but she was a wholly different person. She was not this hedonistic, and I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not shaming anybody. I'm just saying that when I started out with her, this was not her. And
Yeah, but honestly, Hippie, how sweet was she? Because all in all, if you paid attention, she cheated twice. This was her. See, to me,
yes, she did. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. To
but
me, I think she was pretending when it came to BB. Listen, she has this like adventurous, like I'm going to do whatever the hell I want now attitude, and I completely believe that from her. I don't believe in this demure, sweet, I'm so loyal, I'm a good girlfriend jargon that she was trying to pull off with BB at all. If you were so happy, you wouldn't have cheated. Same thing with Pete's. Now I get it that the two of them are not her type whatsoever. She needs somebody that's as adventurous as she is, but I mean not in a convict sort of way. I mean somebody that actually, enjoys life, that wants to, do things and go out and have fun. Like Pete's is the lamest of the lame. I don't know. Baby didn't seem like he wanted to do much either. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think she had a chance to be the person she is now.
And she needs somebody who will do some things with her, but she needs to get away from these hard ass drugs. I
Well,
mean, weed and whatnot is one thing, but this mess she gets from the outhouse or the whatever is that's just not that's not good. That's not good for anybody, and it certainly is not good for her. And she doesn't even go to the doctor or the therapist or stay on her meds, or I don't even know if she knows who she is at this point because she's so screwed up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. No,
that's
I
very
completely
typical
agree with that.
borderlines. If she hasn't had therapy for her, if she has borderline, having no real sense of identity or who you are, or trying on constant hats is super common. I stopped trying on hats like a couple of years ago, and I kind of settled into what the Buddha bitch, because I finally know who the hell I am. But I really hope that she goes to therapy someday, because imagine if she actually worked on herself. I think she would actually be funny, and I don't know. But it sucks that she doesn't know who she is yet, because she just becomes whoever she needs to be in the moment, and it's almost like she resents it, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Buddha bitch, you have totally summed up what she is. She is what she is in the moment with the person she is. Like when she was with BB, it was all about and it's food related. She was all about the African food and the African markets, and we're gonna go get this and we're gonna make those dishes, and they looked amazing, and I'm sure BB cooked amazing, and I would love to have tried some of them. But then she was with Nadir, and oh my God, we're just gonna go totally Egypt. We're gonna do the pita, the hummus, the stuff with the eggplant, because I don't like that crap. So
Got Baba
really,
Ganoush.
yeah, the baba ganoush. Sorry, Monty, but sorry I said that word, but I don't like that. I like some Mediterranean. I love hummus. I could, waller in hummus, but the baba ganoush not my thing. But I mean, and then when she started talking about her aunt, and they were going to go get this house from the person in Jamaica, and then all of a sudden, every day it was the Jamaican patties. And I just think that when she gets home, what we're going to see is she's going to try to find the closest Cuban place, and we're going to have, Cuban food forever, which is fine. It's beans and rice. It won't hurt her, probably help her, but it's just weird how she doesn't have her own being. She tries to assimilate whatever it is she's trying to be.
Two things
And
that will
that's
help
not
with
right.
that.
You need to have your own, you need to
Yeah.
be your own person, and then try other things, not assimilate what's around you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, she needs
Definitely.
therapy. I did that. I dated a guy from Palestine when I used to be a belly dancer. And because I already had my toe in the Arabic culture, the second I dated him, it was like, oh my God, I only smoke hookah and argili, and I only drink this specialty tea from Palestine. And before I got therapy, I just latched on to anything that would give me an identity. I am a drummer. I am a belly dancer. I'm this guy's girlfriend. I am a lover of exotic penises. I have also been a Chantel back in the day. Showered more, but a bit Chantel. But she needs therapy. And second, and most important, she needs to be alone. She needs to figure out who she is without Pete's. She absorbs Pete's and his energy. She just needs to be alone and single and really working on herself, or therapy and that, or she's always just going to be wearing hat after hat.
I agree with that. She definitely displays a lot of BPD symptoms, and I'm not exactly sure if she's ever confirmed that she's been diagnosed with that, but she sure does wear the label very well.
Yeah. She's very, very borderline. I hate to say that in a bad way, but you're either borderline before treatment, borderline during treatment, or borderline after treatment. And, you fall into one of those categories.
Bobblehead Disco Biscuit.
Bobbleheaded Disco Biscuit.
Love the name.
I love that.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. That is just perfect. But yeah, no, she has never been herself, I don't think, in her entire life. She has tried to be someone else, or what she thought someone else wanted her to be. And that is not anything you can do with a relationship. My husband and I are very, very different. We don't vote the same. We're totally, we let each other do and be what each other wants to do and be. And that to me is how you have a relationship. And until you can get there, until you can be you and they can be them, it just isn't going to work.
Although I do have to say, I feel like she held her own very well with that Agata. Is that how you say it? Because like when that lady was speaking to her, she would say a lot of things like mispronouncing Tori Lynn's name, and then continuing on with something else that she said. And like Chantal does this like call and repeat thing where like she repeats what this person said and then like laughs really obnoxiously, but it almost kind of was a good thing because it showed her stance that like she wasn't going to like side with like saying the name wrong or like co-signing it or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like she kind of held her own there a little bit in a good sense, also while still being the obnoxious Chantal that we know.
She loves rum punch. Wonder if she'll make that when she gets back. I'd love the recipe. Sounds wonderful to me. Although I'm
So
from Texas, so a margarita would be better, but whatever.
so here's my little cattiness. Considering that this woman came back like a week later to have another sexual rendezvous with whomever it is that was serving her in particular, um like the saying like old people's homes are like the number one place for STDs or whatever. Now Chantal has joined in and is like swapping in the mix. Do you suppose that that place is really just filled with the juices, just and now it's Chantal's too. But I mean, I'm sure there's people more gross than her, grosser, if that's possible.
Well, if you remember her day today, there was no shower in there. There couldn't have been. She came off that stage sweating like a damn, whatever, truck driver, went back into her room and sat there and talked to her beezers until she knock, 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 knock on the door and apparently got the service, whatever, and back to, I'm in love, I'm in love. So yeah, there's definite, there's definite more than just DNA. There's a lot of liquids floating around. And my other thing is did she take out the condoms that she brought?
That's why I don't think she's getting sex, man. She's not having a shower. Any self-respecting man, like, I get it. You want to get in there, but you got to find it first. There's a lot of stickiness. She hasn't showered. When I say stickiness, I mean, have you ever sweat? Like, oh my God, you're just like it's so sticky. She must be like fruit roll-up level sticky. Like, it's just easier to go to BJ.
Yeah, salt water. Well, the water, the sand, and then going from cafe to, walking back to her, whatever it is, from all of that, and the sun, never mind the sun too. So I don't even want to go into like what's going on between the folds, but yeah, definitely.
What's been going on between the folds indeed for how long?
Right.
But I doubt she did. Whoever said about the condoms and the lube and the whatnot, I doubt she took any of that out. But thank God, all I can say is, again, I'm 58 years old, so I'm older than most, and I lived through the time when HIV was a death sentence. So thank God that is no longer a death sentence, because I really don't believe that if she has had a panel done after Natter, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to. I just don't think she could. That it's not there. I just don't think.
She never went back and got that blood test. She never did.
And if she doesn't, then it will be a death sentence. She's got to get on the meds, and she's got to take them. And it's very important, from what I understand, and I have friends she's got to take them at the right time. She's got to do the right thing, or it could be. And I don't want that to be on anybody, because back in the day, back in the 80s, God, it was horrible. It was horrible. And I'm sorry, I don't want to bring anybody down, but I'm just saying that she has got to take care of herself. And that's all I got to say.
Not to mention what's been going on with that single mask she keeps wearing every day.
And it's a disposable one too. It's
Yeah.
like, she had only a specific amount of clothes as well, and I don't believe that there's been any laundering being done. Like, I don't know if on resorts or anything like that there would be like a place to do laundry, but man, bring enough clothes then for like a fresh outfit at least once a day, because come on.
Drug sniffing dogs are going to need therapy after sniffing her bag on the way home. Just saying.
That's why she gets away with it. That's why she gets away with it.
On the way there, she just had regular level sting. But on the way home, she got that moldy tropical after effect that comes home with you. We all know that smell, that weird moldy smell, and a bag full of dirty clothes and a not properly washed body after a week of being in the sun. And so I just pity the person sitting next to her is all I'm saying.
So did she confirm that she had to have 3 seats on the airplane? She confirmed that, right? With like her comment of like, 3 seats. I can't believe it. 3 seats? Like, yes, ma'am, you probably did need 3 seats. Are you saying that you needed 3 seats? Is that what you're saying? Because in the picture that she took, she was literally like hugging the wall. So don't tell me that you fit in a seat that you said was this big, but you're like hugging the wall.
How did she do 3 seats if they have fixed armrests? You know what I mean? Like, because she said before that they had fixed armrests, right?
I don't know. I've never been on a
I was hearing that.
armrests.
Yeah.
Oh,
like maybe
somebody threw that out there, that about fixed armrests, but we'd have to check the plane on what specific plane she took.
Have y'all ever been on a plane with fixed armrests?
Yes.
Yeah. Small little tiny planes that like fly in
Yeah,
Newfoundland.
it really all depends on the plane. It could be fixed or not.
She said like charter plane, but I don't really know what that means. I mean, like I've taken a lot of plane rides, but like hour-long ones from the summer, like to and fro, whatever. But I've never had like armrests that were fixed. And I'm telling you, if I walked up to my seat and she was there, I'm pressing that button right there and arguing right there.
Help. It's a crazy woman.
I am not sitting there. Do you see that? Do you smell that? Whiff it. Whiff it. I'm not sitting.
Whiff
I
it
want my
good.
money back.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, I have to tell y'all a
Whiff
funny.
it.
Yep, I have to tell y'all a funny. My son went to France for a, one of those college things where you go to France and you learn to speak the language or whatever, which he didn't, but whatever. He got a credit for it. But when he flew home, they don't check all luggage, but they check some luggage, and they checked his, and I thought, oh God, I'm so sorry that somebody checked his luggage coming back, because it had to be like absolute crap. Because he would not have had clean clothes, not 1 inch, when he came back in that luggage. And I just thought, well, that's you earned your pay that day. But and if somebody does that with hers, they're gonna earn more than her pay, because it's not only just gonna not be clean, it's not gonna be biologically sanitary. So, yeah.
I almost have a feeling too that Agata was like hitting on her. She was getting really, really close for comfort. She was just like all up in there, just like asking her really, really personal questions. Just like, when someone's like that close that you could smell their breath or like feel their breath. She was like that close. And I understand being drunk and stuff, but like, how drunk do you have to be at that point to do that to Chantal? I mean, I feel like Chantal just looks like she has like grime, like, you know how Beetlejuice had like the grime, like she, I feel like you would see it, you know, from like a mile away.
She might have been wearing a mask. You would have to if she could sustain that. But there's not any amount of alcohol in the world that would help me through that. But she might have been wearing a mask at that time. I don't know.
The beer goggles must have been real.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe she was looking for that vacay, taboo hookup, like, oh, this lady looks like she's down for anything. Let's hook up with her.
Yeah,
You know what I
especially
mean?
yeah. Why don't you watch her? Oh, didn't you know the Foodie Beauty, famous celebrity YouTuber? Here's her channel. Why don't you watch her talk about a threesome?
She's DTF. You only need to see one episode of the Beezer Show to find that out.
Exactly. Wow, there's some words we haven't heard. The Beezer Show.
I hate Minx. I'm glad she's gone. I hated the whole Disney thing. I hated the talking in eighth person thing. I hated every second of that charade. I'm glad it's just back to one singular train wreck where we know where she is. We can just log on. It was too much, and God bless the reaction channels for tolerating all of that on so many platforms just for us. Thank you for RIP Minx.
And we need to make sure that any of the reaction channels that we watch, that we have given them something, because they had to pay. Remember, they had to pay to run around all this crap.
So smash that like.
Yeah, many times.
Least you could do. Go watch the backlog of videos. Go like his third channel. It's true though. I mean, I was like, poor Monty, sleep deprived, just barely hanging on. Not that you were, but like you do so well. Like you could just cancel, but you don't. You're the epitome of follow through. We appreciate that, Monty.
And I say, yeah, and I say RIP to those wigs too. She needs to get rid of those too.
Absolutely.
Please
but the
burn
likes, smash the likes. The likes should equal the views. If they don't, then something's way wrong. Smash the like, subscribe, give Monty some money. Give him a super chat, give him a membership, give him a whatever.
I have to say about the membership, my husband today, we were driving home and I was checking because, of course, I get a ding that Monty's live. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, Monty's live. I got to put it on. He's like, right now, we're out of the house. You have to yes. So I put it on and I was like, by the way, I charged to your card because it's like joint account. I was like, a membership for $5.99. So if you see it, it'll come out. He was like, why? I said, because my name comes up in green. He said, you feel special? I said, yes. Yes, I do. And then Monty said my name and he was like, you're such a narcissist.
Nope, absolutely. We have got to support Monty or we're all going to go absolutely bonkers and have to go not only to therapy, we will be inpatient before Chantel is.
Well, not only supporting him in this venture, but the fact of what DLF is also doing, and her big mouth with, I'm going to start striking react channels and making, these little passive aggressive comments about Monty. She thinks some of us don't pay attention. We do. We watching.
Does anybody think Agata was hooking up with staff at the resort, or was it somebody? Yeah, that actually makes sense because there really isn't a town there, right? You gotta get bussed in quite a distance.
So Agatha's the new Dee Dee.
Well, she muted, and then when she came back, she was saying, so I saw him last week, and then I'm coming back this week to see him here again. So I really doubt that that's another person that was also on a
staff.
She's meeting.
Wow.
Yeah, she's hooking up with staff. So that's what I'm saying is that like those staff, waiters, and all of that kind of stuff, they must be heavy carriers and just immune and just I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
why you got to be careful, right? Because of stuff like that. Janet Parrott says planes are only allowed to have so much weight on them. That includes luggage. 2 seats is for comfort, but also to make up for weight. Okay. Thank you,
So
Janet.
that means technically Foodie could have had a threesome and not even know about it. Interesting.
Absolutely. That is what I just thought about too, cauliflower. Great
Mm-hmm.
minds. Great minds think
Mm-hmm.
I've
alike, girl.
always thought about it how like Chantal is just completely okay with sleeping with a man who has literally just been with another woman, like just been with another woman, and she doesn't know who that woman is, and like she's not showering and he's probably not showering, and I'm just like, how is it so low that you're just okay with that? You're okay with that.
Can I say something about her wanting to think that she's some type of swinger? Let's put it this way. She thinks that being out there with her sexuality means that she's some wild lady. But I've heard that in the kink community, in the swinger community, cleanliness is paramount. And if you go into any swinger club, there's a bowl of wipes. There's from what I hear. And you could have the desire to touch all the peens in the world and get freaky deaky with your friends, but if you don't have a clean fupa and you're not rocking a clean body, you're not getting in that door. It's not about wanting to be a bad girl. It's like, do you have the kahunas to upkeep your body so that you can spread yourself around in a loving manner without contaminating people and having to get hazmat suits out just to take it? You know what I mean? Like, should never survive in the swinger world, from what I hear, because they like a lot of cleanliness.
Oh, but didn't you know, Buddha? She was in the sea. She cleaned herself. She put sand on her face. She's
She
clean.
opened her legs and let
Yes.
the ocean
Yes.
cleanse
Honestly,
her.
though, that ocean is the biggest bath or like the most cleanly that she's been in a very long time. Because remember, she does not wipe from her belly button or doesn't wash from her belly button down. She has said that she poops standing up. And so I have questions. I have many questions. And that she doesn't wipe daintily.
She just fists it and just she's trying to start
Well,
a chainsaw.
This was the specific context. She said, someone asked, well, do you wipe front to back? And she said, front to back, yes. Oh, no, I don't wipe like normal people, like skinny people. Like, I'm a big girl. I have to wipe a certain way. I don't wipe all daintily, if that's what you mean.
You know, with all the money she makes in the world, why doesn't she get one of those toilets that spritzes up water? You know what I'm saying?
Bidet.
Bidet, I got
Yes.
two. One upstairs,
Yes.
one downstairs. Fresh is life.
And
Do
she
you
can
know?
get it from freaking Amazon and have it delivered. And we'll have more boxes on Box Mountain, but at least maybe
For
she's
$5.
clean.
Right.
I mean, it's not that expensive. And you even can get them with like heated seats when you sit. Anyway.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, Amy. Amy, hey,
Hi.
Amy.
On the topic of bidets, Amy, do you have a bidet?
I do not. I don't have bidet money.
They're cheap on Amazon, and if you got a little extra, like $60, you can get it with a warm water attachment.
Oh,
Oh,
fancy.
no, the pleasure of having a clean poonie. It gives you confidence, I think. And I think Chantal's problem is that she hasn't been washed since 1989. And sorry, I'm spicy. I warned you earlier today. I'm spicy. It's the bangs.
I love
Okay,
you.
I'll shut up now.
I know a lot of people were buying them when here in the US, I don't know about Canada, but here in the US, when the COVID mess happened, and I don't know why everybody thought you had to go out and buy all the toilet paper in the world, but A lot of people were getting them off of Amazon so that you didn't have to have toilet paper, or it was better, it was at least something. Let
I
me put it
have
that
one
way.
in my list for like our bathroom remodel, whatever. Like we just bought a new toilet, and so as soon as we install it, apparently, like where your water hooks up to your toilet, there's an attachment piece that you get fresh water, and then it just like hooks onto the side of your tank, and it looks like a dish sprayer that you would have like on your kitchen sink. Sounds like a plan.
It's just so refreshing. It makes you feel like a real adult, you know?
And just think how much more environmentally friendly that is. Okay, let's all be environmentally friendly. We need to all have like a wish list for a bidet. So there you
I feel
go.
like Monty is definitely a bidet guy. I feel like freshness is important to Monty.
I have questions about the ocean and Foodie. Like I feel like saltwater is a natural, what is that, antiseptic, and so it probably has helped all of her folds and stuff. But there's like wildlife on the floor of the ocean, like as you walk in, especially when she said that she had sand fleas. I was like, you have what? You got sand fleas. She got sand fleas. But anyway, when you walk into the ocean, like there's things that you step on that cut the bottom of your feet. And even though you're in salt water in that moment, there's like heavy fecal matter in sand. So when she's walking out, she's walking on sand with possible cuts on the bottom of her diabetic, non-diabetic feet.
I agree, bobblehead. We had a neighbor that absolutely had to have his leg amputated, or part of his leg amputated, because he went into Galveston Bay and got cut on what you said, something that was on the bottom of the ocean. And of course, Galveston is, in my opinion, is not the best place in the world. But anyway, he had to have something amputated because he got staph and everything else, and they couldn't cure it. They couldn't.
All right, thank you, Bud. Who is that? Hippie? Thank you for that. Ali, you're here. Can you hear me? If you wanna say something, say something.
Hey y'all.
Hey, Allie.
um no, I just wanted like, okay, am I the only one that thinks that this guy Renee, I don't know how to pronounce his name, is giving her drugs? Because she's acting real like similar to when she would take drugs with Natter. Like that weird like ethereal speaking, the real
Yeah.
slow and rolling her eyes in the back of her head, like really weird. I wonder
Yep.
if like they're not hooking up, but she like mentioned like, oh yeah, like I'm a smoker or I do drugs, whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, I could hook you up.
Yep.
And that's what
I
he's
agree with
coming
you,
by for.
Allie. Because when she was at not breakfast, or before she went to lunch or whatever, when she was having the rum cream or whatever, which sounded wonderful. Oh God. When she said that, I was like, oh God, I wish I had some more. Anyway, but when she was having that and somebody asked her something, she just like was doing some kind of weird thing with her head. And I thought, Lord have mercy. Has she gotten into something that we don't know about? I agree with you, Allie.
Yeah, it's really strange. And it wasn't until these like nightly these nightly visits from this guy that now she's like, it's just really strange. And I don't know, maybe that's why he's coming to her room, not to hook up, because it was like 10 minutes while she was away from being live, and she's like, oh, we had foreplay on the couch, and then we screwed on the bed and all this. And it's like, when did you, like, in 10 minutes, I understand it could happen, but like
Yeah, but just think about the circumferences of that. I mean, you have to find a really good, sturdy frickin' place to carry on whatever that is, whether she's bent over, underneath, on top, whatever the hell it is. I'm sorry, I'm going there. Like, no, there's no way in 10 minutes that could happen. There's no
No,
way. You gotta find it.
He would have had to bring a bag of white stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's called flour, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But she even said, like, oh, no, I didn't starfish. We didn't have time. Okay, so then what? Like,
AKA couldn't find it. There's my point.
I love that she keeps using starfish as like a flex, like she's good at sex because she's good at laying there. Like, no, that's the
someone
worst
explain
kind of
this to me?
sex.
Can someone explain to me? Because every time I hear starfish, I just think of her on her back. I'm a back sleeper. I also kind of starfish in them. How does one access Foodie?
My husband said the same thing, Buddha.
Like if you're on your front, totally makes sense. If you're on your back and you're just, how does one?
Y'all don't remember her?
You pull her to the edge of the bed and you flip her legs up,
Monty.
and then you can kind of
Well,
maybe
he's-
crouch a little bit, or put some
Monty.
pillows.
Monty,
Put some-
talk about that. Monty, tell us more
Put
about
some
that Big
pillows
Girls
underneath
Club.
her booty so she's at the right height.
Is there any particular pillows that you like to use?
Not too hard, not too soft. You know, sometimes I double them up or I fold them in half. And
good
once she's
No,
at the right
they
height,
make specific
Tempur-Pedic
pillows
pillow.
for that.
yeah, they
Yeah.
do as well. Yeah, exactly.
You guys
Hand
support them
check.
all,
Wait a second, did I say too much?
Hand
Erase the
check.
last
Busted,
60
buddy.
seconds.
Monty.
Hand check.
mute.
Monty
You
said
can
too
mute,
much back
Monty.
in the day when he was talking
Mute.
about the Big Girls Club. I was like, where's that Big Girls Club at, Monty? What's their hours again? He said Big Girls Night on Thursdays, 9 p.m.
Oh
to
yes,
4 a.m.
yes, diamonds. Yes, in
Mhm.
West GTA. You remember
Okay.
that?
You need to mute, Monty.
I knew he was sus when he knew all about Sniffer and their, setup and candy thugs. We both know
Look.
that he's a drawer of candy thugs.
Y'all don't kink shame my boy. Leave Monty alone.
Hey, if he's into big girls, more hope for me, okay? That's all I'm saying. But I am saying, do you guys
you.
remember specifically when Foodie said that Natter had to mount her like a mountain when they were first getting together? Because someone asked her, like, well, how do you do missionary? And she was like, he climbed me like a mountain. And I was like, he did what? Climbed me like a mountain.
But then did he shout Ricola?
Oh my god, no girl.
No, you didn't, Amy.
Oh my god, Amy just won the night. Amy
No.
wins. That's it.
Absolutely. Amy, that was the best thing.
But
Ever.
even when you see her lay on her stomach, you try to like figure that out. Like when she did that whole flop on her bed, you're just like,
Well, I
you
think it
would
was-
really have to pull some maneuvers, you
See,
know?
that makes sense because if she was on her belly and she's front heavy, then she would kind of like if she was laying on top of a yoga ball type deal, like exaggeration, but then your booty's in the air. It is ready for love.
Yeah, well, that's the only way that would work is if she were bent over, which is why I kind of believe this
But
fish song.
her booty angles forward though, so it's very awkward.
Monty's coming in with the positioning of
Yeah.
He's
Listen.
got the
Perfect.
trajectory worked out and everything.
If it was
Do
angled,
you have a graph, a guide we can look at?
if it was angled backwards, it would be better because then you could still, hold on to some junk or something and give it a pounding. But if it's angled forwards, it's extremely hard because then when it's angled forward, you're gonna go forwards, and then how are you supposed to pound when you're angled forwards? You ever try that?
Oh,
No,
yes,
not
all the
lately.
time.
I've been late in 3 years.
I'm going tomorrow for electric shock treatment because
Uh.
I have the stuff taken out of my brain.
And then if it is that angled, doing that from behind, I'm sorry, but the woman has a horrible gas problem. So that's gotta be an issue too. See, look at your face.
I mean, honestly, her gas probably smells better than the rest of her.
Did
Oh,
anybody find
Facts.
the fart fetish porn that apparently is out there? Because I have been searching and I can't find it. So,
I'm
okay, so
sure
my husband said
OnlyFans.
that Pornhub would take it down if it were part of OnlyFans, so that it would have to be on like X video or like one of the other ones. So I've been searching like fat girl fart porn for like a hot minute because somebody said it was out there, and I'll be damned if someone else finds it before me.
Amy Slayton better be the queen of that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but there it was actual somebody was selling them. I was like, if that was the case, she would rank the Bucks in if that was the case. 'Cause there was somebody from one of these reality shows that
Well,
actually was
Teen
selling
Mom.
them.
Teen
Yes,
Mom.
yes,
90 day,
yes, yes,
90 Day
yes.
Fiance. 90
That's
Day
right.
Fiance.
You're right, Allie. And they selling them for like what, like $1,200 or something?
I think it was
Was
about 15, and
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
she was making sure that her body would like make these farts to the point she like ended up in the hospital because she was so full of gas that like her body was just like bitch, you gotta stop, like I'm gonna
Right.
explode.
So there's an untapped market. But Foodie could clean up on that, no problem.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Bobble, do you really want to search for that? Because she might be the only one you find, and you're gonna be real sorry real fast.
Your search history
I'm gonna
must
put it on
be
Twitter.
I've never been happier to not have a Twitter right now.
That's what makes me angry about Foodie sometimes, is that she could make so much with her depravity and her stinky smells and her juicy Lucy's. Like, she could market every inch of her body for money, for fame, or whatever. And she's just wasting it, giving away for free on the internet, boob flash, so you can't stream me. Like, she has her priorities way off. Like, if you want the coin, save your smell for little jars and mail it out, and then at least you have a purpose for being crazy stinky, because you're going to get a payday at the end of the week and then your monthly shower.
Speaking of priorities out of whack, so Dee Dee already has threatened to throw Natter out once, right? Because she has the upper hand of him living with her now, you know? And so I'm thinking, like, why didn't Foodie ever actually do that? Because if she did ever like move Natter in or like move out with Natter, whatever, because she was completely able to pay multiple rents now that we know she's making like $20,000 a month, like she would have definitely been able to have him like in her pocket.
Well, yeah, I can see that, but sooner the dynamic is gonna switch to when it's he legally lives there. I've talked about this multiple times, but it's because it's actually very important. I forgot which Netflix show I watched. Oh yes, Worst Roommate Ever, with that
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
repeat
That's it.
offender, that guy that kept on staying with different women. And this woman said she got kicked out of her own apartment because he wasn't paying 2 years. They got into a fight, and he had her arrested, and he was still living there. Like, that type of situation happens. Like, when he legally lives there, it's going to be a whole nother dynamic with him, because then she can't just kick him out, because he can just say, no, I live here, you have to do it formally. And then she's going to be in a lot of trouble, and I hope she understands that, especially now that we know that one or some or maybe all or most of the family members have some sort of money. Because once again, the place where the assisted living place that the mother is at is very nice. It's clean, it has a lot of amenities, where they're paying a lot of money. So she needs to be very careful with this situation.
Here in my state, it's after 3 days of someone staying at your home, and especially if they ever get anything mailed. Because I had an abusive boyfriend that came and visited me, stayed for 3 days, and had a letter mailed to him by his friend. And so when we had an incident, the police were like, well, he lives here, you have to evict him. I was like, clever, clever. But I was wondering back in the day when they were talking about getting married, whether or not he would be able to like usurp any of her property. Like basically just tell her like, this car is mine now.
Probably if they never got a prenup, he could definitely take her assets. I think after a certain amount of time, maybe. But he would have bled her dry 100% had they got married. 100%. Actually, well, I don't know if he's not. Is he a Canadian citizen?
No.
No, he's not. He has refugee status.
Well, then I wonder if it would actually. Well, I don't know.
I don't
Maybe he
know.
couldn't take his
Monty
stuff.
is Canada community property?
I actually
Tree?
have to look into that.
I mean, I'm sure it's by province
Yeah, probably. So I have to look
because
Quebec
it's like
side
by
plus
state
Ontario
here.
side. Mm-hmm.
But like in I'm in Texas and we're community property. So anything you had before marriage, it's yours. But after that, anything other than like inheritance or life insurance from somebody is community property. Anything, everything. So
I have this really bad feeling that those two are going to end up getting married. I really do.
I think so as well. If the court thing isn't panning out
Yep.
well, and I
Yep.
just checked, Quebec is community property.
Okay.
And not for love and not for companionship, but just for the simple fact of getting whatever he can out of her. I really would truthfully see that happen. And again, why would you introduce him to your mother with that past he has? Why? With everything that's going on currently, with the May situation, with no, she's another one, completely lost her marbles. That one.
Oh, but she has a head on her shoulders.
Oh, sure,
Yes,
she does.
and she has thoughts of her own and a mind of her own, and she tells him what when the camera's off.
Oh no, guys! This is not an April Fool's joke. No, guys, this is real. I know. I don't know what to do. Sure.
Holy crap, you sound just like Dee Dee. That freaked me out for a second.
Absolutely. I just about lost it.
It's so I know lately because Danny has me do it sometimes, and so now like if I talk about Dee Dee, I can't help it. It's like it goes right into that voice.
Have you guys seen Cheyenne Jasmine's new video yet, where Chantel and Pete's go work at McDonald's?
Oh, I love that video.
I watched it. I've been saving it. You know when you look forward to something so much that you don't want to watch it because then it's watched and you don't have it to look for. I've been sitting on that. And I watched it just before this came on live, and I never laughed. Like I LOL'd. So hard I woke up my dogs. It was so funny. Sorry, off topic.
Her Pete's is so spot on that it's scary. Her Pete's.
It was the best piece ever tonight. Like tonight was like the rage was real. It was, if you haven't seen it, you gotta go see it. It's the best thing about the foodie world to me is now that I found like a way to laugh at her and make my life better, because no matter what nonsense she gets into, we can crawl in the panel here and talk and laugh with our community. Watch Cheyenne Jasmine. It's dark shit. Oh, it's dark stuff that she gets into. So I like that somehow we find lightness about it. We can laugh.
Monty, how do you feel about Smokey, Steve, and Mark? Do you ever watch them?
I do watch them. I try my best to watch them as much as I can, but lately it's just Foodie Beauty's been on a roll, just stream after stream after stream. But I love their Sunday live streams. Like they really have a different perspective on a lot of things, and I like to hear those perspectives whenever I can.
Did you hear them? There was like a new Foodie video on Saturday where they said that she was probably drug muling because of how quickly this trip came about and the fact that she was probably seeing Natter at the time when she booked the trip. So I don't know. It almost seems possible.
Anything's possible because it happens, right? It happens to anybody, and anyone could be a mule. There's no look for a mule. It could be somebody young, old, male, female, any race or anything. So anything is actually possible. Wow, that would be a bad way to end it all if she was in that kind of trouble, or if she ever got into that kind of trouble. All I can say is it's possible. I can't say no to that. It's a theory. Tweety Kins is saying it's a reach. It could be a reach. Hopefully, it is a reach. Hopefully, she's not doing that. But
I don't
you
think it's
never
that much of
know.
a reach. I think she's dumb enough to be like, "What an adventure!" And second, the logistics of it. I mean, say you're going to give Foodie Booty a cavity search. I mean, it's not that she has a lot of places to hide things. Is that I have a feeling that you'd have to really get really, 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 really invasive to do a cavity search for her. And to be honest with you, it might be best to just wave her through.
And
She
yeah, and
doesn't,
nobody wants to
yeah.
do it.
She looks like everybody's drunk on. Like she looks like the exact person that would do it and get away with it because it's just.
That's what I'm saying, is that the reason why she hasn't been arrested thus far is because nobody wants to put her through intake. Nobody wants to do the strip search. They're like, nah, who is she really going to hurt? She's so tubby, she could just be pushed over, whatever, and roll away. But she's the one who's sitting in her driver's seat with like crack rocks underneath her boobs. Just saying.
Do you think that all of this like heavy tipping she's been doing? See, because now you guys got my head going. That might be one of the reasons why she picked Lewis and the other one to tip so much, because maybe they were giving her more than we even saw.
Did you hear the other day when she was like, I would like a glass of wine, and that waiter was like, no, I can't give it to you. And I was like, did you just tell Foodie no? Who do you think you are telling Foodie no? And then I was like, why? Why did he say that? And he was like, something about like, this waiter has dibs on you. And I was like, interesting. Okay.
Well, that's why they give her the special tablecloth. They're like, oh, the girl with the red tablecloth, like that's our meal ticket over there.
And the cake that looked like the Grand Canyon. Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell was that? Come on. And the fact that she thought it was like, oh, they're how like they love me here and look how nice they are. When in reality, that cake was probably gonna go bad, and they're like, "Oh, give it to the big girl over there. She'll eat it."
That was some wedding party or bride's party like cake that they didn't eat. They like left it in the kitchen. We know who to give it to.
Yeah, exactly.
Her nickname is Senorita La Gordita.
Yes,
what they nicknamed her.
Is that what they call her? No.
Yeah, that's what like the waiters and stuff like that have been calling her. Someone overheard it and was like, do you know that that's what they call you? And she was like, what? And she was like, and the person in her chat was like, yeah, it means like little fat one. And she was like, oh, that's cute. They can make fun of me for being fat. I like it.
Oh, so that's where the whole gordita thing came from, because people kept on bringing up gordita. I'm like, I know what that means, right? So I was like, okay.
Well, it isn't from Taco Bell, Monty.
She killed me the other day saying, what was it? Aloha? Is that how you say hello in Spanish? What?
And she's been saying grazie to everybody. Like, she's like, oh, I think that's Italian, but she keeps saying it.
Mucho, mucho.
Mucho.
Okay, I know I live in Texas and I should know this, but does por favor mean thank you, or does it mean
no, please,
fast?
please.
Please, it doesn't mean please. It doesn't mean fast. Like
no, that's rapido.
Rapido, ándale.
If you're hearing also like por qué, that's like why.
Why? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or because.
The whole time she's been saying that, it's just been bugging the heck out of me. And then when she didn't know what trash was, I did know what that was. Because we have to write that on our stuff at work and stuff to make sure that the trash goes out. But I just couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. Por favor. Sorry, I barely speak English. I speak Texan, so
I feel like she only learned the words like that she knew she was gonna use like related to the buffet and food. And that was it.
Her
Yeah,
and
give me the chorizo, give me the cheese, and
Chorizo,
yeah.
por favor, and that's all she knows.
Fromage. She should have said give me the chorizo, the fromage, and just let me go back.
Did you hear her and Agata literally snap at the waiters? She was like, waiter,
Oh,
give
she
me
met her
champagne
match.
now.
Oh, no.
And the waiter literally looked at her and was like,
That's just so horrible. How
he
can you
didn't get the
treat
champagne
human
for
beings
her
like that?
twice. And then finally, like, as soon as he came to the table, she was like, the champagne? And he was like, and like went off and did it. But she literally snapped at him, the Agata lady or whatever. And Chantal did it, like, I think earlier this morning or yesterday or something, while she was in the dining hall. She was like snapping. And I was like, why? Don't do that. She even did that back in Montreal when she went to that like really fancy place with like the lamb chop in the what is it called? It begins with an R. But anyway, she said Gaston, right? Which is like boy or whatever. To that waiter in French. And I was like, we don't do that to service people. Have respect before they spit in your food. And I look the other way.
Yeah, no, she has no respect for anybody. She thinks she is above anybody in the world. I mean, anybody, which I don't understand, because it would be one thing if she had manners and she had tact and she had whatever, but she has none of that. And yet she feels like this is her privilege. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm white. I have white privilege, and I have to deal with that every day, and I have to think how sad I am about that in some respects. But she takes it to a whole, she uses it. She uses her white privilege.
I felt so called out when she had that clip of her in the bed where she's like, y'all with y'all's 80s haircut, being nasty. I'm hot. I'm sexy. I'm pretty. I'm effable. Everybody wants me. And I was like, excuse me and my mullet, okay? But no, you're incorrect, ma'am. No, nobody wants you. They want your money. She was like, no, they don't. They don't want my money. They want this. No, they don't.
She can't
There's not
believe
enough
that.
money in the world. Nope.
She can't. I believe when I heard that, I was like, "This is a troll," because it's different when she tries to be all like, "I'm hot, I'm this, I'm that." But last night when she was all like, "Everybody wants to have sex with me," and I was like, "This is a troll. Like she's doing this for some. She's not believing a word she's coming to. Not even a narcissist fully believes that
because she really does like go up to everybody and she's like, "They want me. That person looked at me a little long. They want me."
So why isn't she pulling more digits?
That's where she gets her self-worth from. Unfortunately, I'm familiar with this type of person because my sister is one of those people. She legit told me after my first marriage fell apart that he only married me because he couldn't have her. Like my own sister said that to me. And Chantal seems like that kind of person, you know, like
absolutely.
Well, she says it all the time about Dee Dee. Oh, he's only with her because he can't have me. Like, he doesn't want you.
She gets her self-confidence from Instagram, my friends. Okay, the daily affirmations, the quotes, all that crap. That's where she gets it from.
Yeah, but
that and attention from men.
Yeah, the fact that she thinks somebody wants her because they give her an extra McDonald's sauce packet, that just did me in, because that was one of the things she said.
And she's never alone because she's got her fans, guys. Remember, she's got all of her fans.
And they give me extra sauces. They want me. And I'm just like, really? When you're back there at the speaker telling them what you want, they don't see you. How do they even know what you look like?
The low BMI.
Oh, they know
Yeah.
what she looks like, hippie. Don't worry about that. There's cameras everywhere. They know what she looks like.
That, and they know that voice. It comes through like 3 times a day. Like, they know.
It's the only car that rolls through the drive-through with muffin top. Sorry.
They probably give her the extra sauces because they don't want to hear her bitching about it or have her come back and say, "Where's my hum? Where's my sauce?"
You remember though that like one of her story times about like prostituting for what was it? Burger King's Whoppers, and he forgot the zesty sauce. So like apparently that guy didn't want the proposition bad enough because he forgot the zesty sauce. So anybody else who does give her extra sauce, that's what it means.
Okay. Have all of y'all watched, and I hope it's still up, I don't know, because she's got her channel back, but one of her story times was, what would you do for a Klondike bar? And she went out into the middle of the road flashing everybody that there was because she wanted a Klondike bar from whoever this was she was getting it from.
Shit, I'll give her one to put her shirt back on.
And that was and that was when she was less than 20, less than 18. I don't even know. I don't remember the age thing.
Could
I
have
just
sworn she
remember
said that she was 15. And it was specifically to an old person.
Yeah, it was, what would you do for a Klondike bar? And she went out there and just, whatever.
Didn't she sleep with someone else for like a cheeseburger or something? Or am I remembering that wrong?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, she literally propositioned a man because she couldn't leave or she didn't have transportation to bring over Whoppers on like Whopper Wednesday, where it was like $1 or something, and onion rings with zesty sauce
Oh, right.
for like sex. And he didn't bring the zesty sauce, so all she allowed him to do was squeeze her boobs. She has standards.
Oh, well then.
That sounds like punishment, not like a reward.
And her exaggeration of like any of her escapades, talking about like Jamaica and whatnot. She's like, yes, I've been with Jamaican men.
One.
One. Right, exactly.
I remember that. One.
It annoys me that she talks about men like they're a different kind of human being just because they're from a different place, like Jamaican men or Arabic. It's just a guy with Jamaican heritage. It's a guy. It's a man. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird that she feels that there's this different level of men that are better than other men because they're from other countries. It's weird to me that and like white guys are so gross because they're just white bread and like Wonder Bread. You know what I mean?
No, Buddha. They're all boys. They're no
Boys.
They're
She only goes for boys.
I don't get
It's
it.
because she's mentally stunted at 19.
Boys aren't good
Younger.
at bed. They don't know what the men know are better for women. Why does she want a boy? Why
Because
boys?
she thinks she is, teenage Chantal still, and the minute she goes for someone older, like, that guy Dennis from the resort, all of a sudden she's like an old biddy now, and she's like a fun, wild, sexual woman, and she's never going to be with a man she should be with, it's always going to be these young Louises from resorts now.
I said it before and I'll say it again, that cake was more age appropriate than any partner she's had recently.
The marble monstrosity, whatever that was. It was like 8,000 different colors, all the colors of the Crayola rainbow.
And then her talking about Pete and how he has to be attractive because she was with him or whatever, which, like, okay, fine, like, whatever. But the fact that she kept saying, like, Pete is handsome. And it's like, isn't Pete's going through a gender crisis right now? And I'm pretty sure he has made it known that, like, he doesn't exactly want to be deemed handsome right now, you know?
Yeah, she said it again yesterday or the day before. Oh, Pete could be handsome if he tried.
Well, and the fact that when she was trying to pack and she told Pete, she said, "You got to help me get my luggage up the stairs, and I'll take the carry-on and you can take the big one because you're the man." And I thought, Chantel, did we not just go through this whole thing about pizzas having a gender identity revelation? And you said you supported him, and this is what you're saying? That's just not right. It's not right. No go.
I think that his mental faculties has completely deteriorated being around her. I don't exactly believe that, like, when you are struggling with a whole handful of issues, that, like, the first thing that you need to tackle is something so life-changing. And especially with, like, Chantal saying that she's never lived alone, I'm like, the both of you, go away from each other. Like, what do you mean you've never lived alone? Like, why not? You should absolutely live alone, because I'll tell you, it makes such a difference to be able to come home and not have anyone there. And if you do invite anybody over, to be able to be like, get out, you know?
Yeah, and she feeds off of his depression, just like he feeds off of her depression, and that's why neither of them want to do anything about their own situations except just live in it, which is why they live in filth constantly, and they don't do anything about themselves. And he's constantly just sitting there in his room screaming his head off at people, and she, snaps her fingers and it's pee pee and gets whatever the hell she wants from him. I mean, that if that bug happens in Cuba, I was like, I'm waiting for her to go pee pee, because that's what she does. She's got to have somebody at her beck and call, at her snapping fingers. Come remove this bug for me, please.
Well, that's
Well, and I can remember when I was having lunch with my son when he was in elementary school. I know that's, but I'm talking 5th grade, 6th grade. And I'd go have lunch and the girls would be like, "Oh, I like this guy and this guy and this guy." And I'm like, "That's fine. Like them. But you don't do anything until you have a degree from college and you have lived on your own. Then go out and find a man. Then you're good to go. But until then, you have no idea. You can't take care of yourself."
Well, I think that's why they're like the ultimate like couple, because they're perfect for each other. They enable each other so much to where like they can live the way that they want to, just like lazy, depressed slobs. And clearly that's all they want, is because nothing changes, right? So clearly they love the way that they're living. And sadly, I don't see Pete's ever coming to terms with his gender while living under her roof, because I think he withholds 100% who he truly is because he's worried about what she's gonna say. Whenever he would dress up as Ramona or say anything that was like slightly feminine, she would laugh at him. So he's very like, and that's why he stays in his room. He'll never truly be who he wants to be with her, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, true. Plus, also all the stuff that neither of the points he would make fun of Pete's with. Who did it come from? Of course, it was Foodie Beauty. Yeah, all those points that he would joke about with Pete's and everything. That's from Foodie Beauty. She would talk shit about him.
Yeah,
I mean, she's been making fun of him since high school.
Yep.
she's never defended him like at all. Like, I'm not a big fan of Pete's either, but the fact that like, oh, my best friend, and she has never had his back
But Pete's has the dong, Allie. I mean, come on now. That's the only time she defended him.
Right. Poker face, even for that, was awful when he actually, whatever. It was like she just burst out laughing in that moment. I was like, oh my God, no, she has some gall, because I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but as a woman, my mom told me a long time ago, like, don't laugh at a man. Like, don't laugh at a man. That could be your last time laughing. And I was like, ooh, okay, good to know. And that's true. Like, I mean, I don't even know how to further elaborate that other than, like, if you live the experience, you understand. But Foodie is just like completely okay with laughing about his anatomy in front of him, in front of, I think there was like 1,800 people in that chat at that moment.
Right. And oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh no, lost my train of thought.
All right, we'll bring you back. Snowing One Drop says, Chef, was it Danate, ma'am? I don't know. Has nothing on her dude. Monty, true, great peep, peace. Oh, thank you, Snowing One Drops. Appreciate you.
Has Pete's gone live this entire week? Does anyone
Yes, he
know?
was
Yeah.
actually either still live or was just live like an hour or so ago. He was live the same time as Foodie Beauty when she was doing the whole snack bar and karaoke thing.
Is he keeping it together lately?
I haven't watched anything from him. He streamed live 49 minutes ago. It was a 3 hour and 12-minute live.
I popped into his live, I think it was yesterday, and he was just doing his usual thing, sitting there answering questions from people and his chat trolling him. And same old, same old.
He's becoming like was it Rings of Redemption, where people love to screw around with him. It's because he's not keeping it cool and laughing with the jokes and just not letting it sweat him. And you are like a magnet for trolling when they know exactly how to really piss you off. And it's been happening over and over and over again. And yeah, it's gonna keep happening until he kind of rolls with the punches. And
But
he's just not.
but he won't, because he's on
Yeah.
the spectrum and he doesn't have those cues. He's never had the education.
I don't even think it's that half the time. I think he really is just so bullheaded that, like, he really won't listen to anybody, because, like, on Christmas, I had shingles and kidney stones. So I was home painting my kitchen, and my family went off and did Christmas with other family. And so I was watching his live stream on Christmas, and he was answering questions about, like, transgender and whatever. And there was a specific question that I asked him. I said, would you consider your relationship to be a queer relationship if you were with a transgender woman who was pre-op? And he lost it. And then other people just came in and, like, flocked and, like, kept, goading him. And I eventually told him, I was like, please stop getting mad on the internet. Like, it's Christmas. Like, chill, don't do this. And he just continued to really, really spaz, start screaming obscenities. And I was like, I'm out, man. Like, first of all, don't bring up a topic if you're not going to answer the questions that come with it, honestly, because I'm not asking as, like, a jerk. I earnestly just want to know. I'm curious. I just want to know. And if you're going to bring up topics like that, and then, like, gatekeep whatever questions you want to answer, then just don't even bother talking about it.
Yeah,
but
it's
have
very
to-
flawed.
You have to remember who he's learning from. Mama Foodie, he learns from the best, right? He's gonna avoid, questions that don't suit him at the time and he doesn't want to answer. And I'm sure she has said, like, oh, if you start raging, you'll get more super chats and more people coming in and stuff. So he's gonna copy what his mom does and, instead of doing what's best for him.
Okay. The other topic of today was when she said, I'm gonna get me a mansion, and I'm gonna have a pool boy and a butler
harem. Yeah, I heard that.
and a masseuse, and they may not be pool boys and masseuses and chefs. They may have to do other duties as assigned, which that's always on anything I've ever, any job I've ever had. Other duties as assigned. I'm pretty sure those duties cannot be assigned, but OMG. What is she talking about? Well, I mean, we know what she's talking about, but does she think that's going to fly? I mean, I don't know. That was just beyond.
Yeah, she was talking about having a harem too, like her,
Mhm.
her loving natter over there. Please, this one thinks she's a millionaire, or she's going to be a millionaire.
And she thinks she's pulling in these like hot guys, like the hot cabana boy and stuff. And even today she was like, oh, that guy on Kiwi Farms isn't the real Renee. You would all be amazed if you saw the real Renee. He's like, you would be like, oh, Foodie, how did you get him? And we all
With
know
money.
that that's the real Renee.
She also said Natter was hot.
Yeah, oh,
We know how she got Renee.
Yeah, she also said Natter wasn't Natter because we had the wrong person when we had the right person. And she played it off that it was the wrong guy. So she's also said that as well.
right.
Yes.
And she's been saying like, oh, I wonder how he feels now that he's all over the internet. Okay, well, if it's not the real Renee, then why would you even bother saying that?
Right. I think we need to have like the cabaret song. Isn't one of the songs in cabaret "Money, Money, Money"? I mean, I think we need to have Liza Minnelli, or whoever come. That's what she thinks. That's what she thinks.
I was thinking about it when she was spending all her money about the song "Hey Big Spender."
It's
Absolutely.
sensationalism. Everything she talks about is sensationalism. It's all blowing it up for everybody watching her. The crowd that keeps enabling and saying, "You got this," or "You're doing so good. You're doing so." I'm so sick of seeing that. Like again, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, let her have fun. Let her have fun." That's fine, but remember, it's Foodie Beauty. This isn't just your random, person. This isn't Amy. This isn't, bobblehead. I would say that for them. Like that's so cool. I'm rooting for you. Because these are people I would want to be around. I would never spend 5 minutes around her. She would drive me insane. And she's a complete and utter attention seeker. So everything that she does has got to have validation. It's got to have some kind of attention. If it's not, then this is why she's in her room, and then it's rant and rant and rant. And then she'll start making insults about other things that are being said, or that's the way she thinks. This is all sensationalism.
Honestly, I was surprised she went to the karaoke after she met uh, Agatha and the other two, the couple, because they were feeding her ego. I just thought she's just going to sit there and she's going to be with them, and maybe it would have been better. I don't know. But I just was surprised she left because they were giving her the instant gratification she strives for, lives for.
Well, hippie, she doesn't hang out with old people. Remember, she hates old people.
She
Yeah,
was actually trying to get away from them,
Yeah.
or at least Agata. I have such a hard time with her name, but like when she was first talking, she was like, "No, I have karaoke to go do," and she was like, "Don't you have somebody to meet in your room? Like, shouldn't you be going somewhere?" And I was like, "Foodie, okay." She got places to be.
She just doesn't want to hang with the old folk. She wants to be the mysterious young Canadian jet setter, that all the boys at the resort want to hook up with. And oh my gosh, who's that mysterious woman singing karaoke? Wow. She's I mean, it's true. Just everything she does is just so sensationalized. It's quite entertaining.
I
But
don't
I
know, but
didn't think those were old people. Those look like young people to me.
It's old to her. Like I said,
So if
she's
you're
mentally
10,
stunted as a teenager, like 100%.
yeah, if you're over 15, that's old. Is that what?
I
Is
mean,
that
look, she felt at home with Carly, right? And Carly's a youngin'. So I mean, that should tell you that, you know, her being comfortable around that age group, that's where she's at mentally. Cuz like for somebody like me, if I hang out with an 18-year-old, I'm like, you're a freaking baby and I feel old.
Can you imagine her Euro beezing with Carly? Like how sad for Carly, because she would have to like move at her pace and that I want to see for sure.
Carly would never, and you know why? Because look at how long it took. Carly and her boyfriend did one thing with Foodie Beauty. They did the mukbang, they did the video, they sat in that hotel room. You could see how freaking cringy that was. She didn't go and gamble with them, and she didn't go out with them. So there would be no way. If you go on any vacation with her, you are opted to be in that room at least a total of 18 hours out of a day. So there's no way she would be able to travel with anybody else who's young, who wants to, and has a boyfriend on top of it. No way. I can't see that ever happening.
Oh, for sure. And Europe, you're walking 99% of the time.
No,
Like,
I want to see the cruise ship. That's why I want to see the cruise ship, because you don't have to do a ton of walking on a cruise ship. You know, everything is like on the cruise ship.
then it would just be like the same thing that she's doing now. Like she says she hates old people, but she's literally treating this vacation like everything she does is like an old person on vacation. Like, oh, let's go to the buffet at 5:00. You know, early bird special. Let's sing one Madonna song at karaoke and then go to sleep. Like,
yeah, but
y'all
are saying that about the cruise ships. Oh my God, are you knitting?
We got Snow and Wine Drop says that Nader Chef is yikes happy to listen Monty and friends. She hate old peeps peace all. Okay, thank you, Snow and Wine Drops. Appreciate it.
Here's something I'd have to say about someone like her. Her ego is so fragile, and if she has narcissism, I mean, it's obviously going to be extremely fragile. I don't think either is going to work for her because what, she doesn't want to be around old people. She doesn't feel as affable surrounded by older men who don't appreciate her vigor. And then what, was she going to rock off and hang out with a bunch of 25-year-old hard bodies during spring break or something? She can't handle it. It's too much competition. Her and Carly are going to go Eurobeezy. Then they're both going to put on their bathing suits. They're going to go to the, and she wouldn't be able to handle all the eyes on Carly.
Both of them are going to go topless on the beach.
No. Okay.
God,
Come
no.
on. Come on.
No,
I want to
I
sleep
don't want
tonight
to
with
see
her
that.
nightmares.
But that bobblehead, are you knitting bobblehead?
I'm crocheting. I'm making something for Kaya.
Oh, same thing. I'm a by crafty. I do both knit
Oh,
and
me
crochet.
too. Me too. Knitter here, crocheter here too.
Pretty cool.
Love all of y'all. God, I love all of y'all. But what I wanted to say is, even on a cruise ship, there is a lot of walking. Those cruise ships are huge. I mean, it's not like a little raft boat.
They are, and she hasn't like even explored the resort. Now, I was on a cruise ship when I was 10 for a wedding, and it went to like Cozumel, Belize, just like all around that kind of area, whatever. And the cruise ship itself was huge. There was like multi-layers, casinos, a mall in it, you know, multiple food courts, a huge dining hall, all of that, pools, top decks, all of that. And then you would get off and like go, you know, to all of these places and stuff like that, and have to walk so far into whatever stop that you go to. And I can't imagine her getting off at a stop and then making it back to the ship in time. She would be helicoptered back to the ship. You know it. She would miss it.
I don't think
Well, I just don't think she'd ever get off.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that
same.
that's not one of my problems because Lord knows she didn't get off the resort. So she ain't gonna get off a cruise ship. But even those cruise ships are just gigantic at this point. And there's steps and there's who knows what. I mean, you know, she's just not, but I don't think she'll go on any excursion no matter where she goes.
Oh hell no! Can
Anybody
you
hear
imagine her?
the argument between like the two men behind Foodie, where he was like, "You're not going to get off of this resort," and I was like, what are you saying, sir? Are you saying that you have a drop spot for bodies?" Like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, you're not going to leave the resort. You touched
Yeah,
me.
those two guys were just too much.
Oh yeah, the fight guys. They left
Yeah,
me hanging, man. They left me hanging. I was hoping for some slugs.
He walked away. He was like, if he had touched me, and I'm like, sounds like a cop out.
Yeah. Touch me, bro. Touch me, bro. Where two guys like bark at each other. Touch me, bro. Touch me, bro.
I still can't believe she hasn't figured out that she can go down to some uh stop and go or fuel stop or whatever it is that I found where there's a bank and she can get her money. I still
Or she said she's
God,
using
she's
Louise.
38 years old. Come on.
Yeah, I don't believe that she has the little amount of money that she does, because if last night were true, like Renee or whatever, she made some comment that I could have sworn I was listening with my husband, poor thing. And I was like, did she just say that she paid him $500 for something? And he was like, no, I think that she said she has $500 with her. And I was like, well, how much did she pay him? She just said that she paid him, and I couldn't catch it. It was so fast when we were heading out the door. But it was like she paid him for something last night. And it sounded like more money than she claimed to have had.
Well, she said today, like, she was like, okay, let's count our money. And she only had like $50 on her or something. And then was like, oh, I asked Louise to exchange his money for me, and he was gonna do it. So
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah, and I saw the exchange. Lewis was there, and he gave her, yeah, like what was it, 220s, or was it like a 20, 210s, and 2 5s, something along those lines.
But she also said that Lewis said that you don't have to pay. You're good just to be my friend.
Oh yeah, all I want is your friendship.
All I want, yeah, that's it, Allie. Thank you.
I don't get it.
Neither.
But I really do think she's paying these men for some kind of recreational something.
I do as well. I honestly, truly do that she's paying, because that's the only way she knows how to still receive attention, is to pay rather than forming real bonds with people. So, yeah.
My theory is that, like, they were probably asking her, oh, do you want another drink? And she goes, no, I smoke more or something. And the guy was like, oh yeah, I could hook you up. Or, all it takes is these little interactions, and you could find drugs anywhere, and I'm sure she's just hit the jackpot.
Okay, Monty, this is off topic. Well, kind of. I introduced it, but you need to have a new channel for those of us who knit and crochet, so we can all sit around and talk and knit and crochet. That would be just hysterical. And
I don't know if
patterns.
Damn it, Danny would like get back into doing that, but she was doing tutorials at one point, and I'm still waiting on the Real Crocheter to do a tutorial on some crocheted pants. I would love to, whatever. I butchered his one tutorial on the hat thing.
Mm-hmm.
Monty, you make things. Things? What things?
Kenny J's suggested Monty Makes Things as a new channel name.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a good name. Do you,
Yeah.
Or
Monty?
Monty Stitch and Bitch.
That's even better.
That would be a double entendre, but like, don't make Monty Stitch a bitch.
Okay, that was good.
Stitch and Bitch may also be copyrighted because
Oh.
there's lots of there was a group, there's a couple of people who did Stitch and Bitch books, so that may be copyrighted.
That's a
So
pretty
but
common.
Monty makes things. That's
Monty
good.
makes things
I
funny.
like that. Or Monty's people makes things. That's probably what's better. Unless Monty's gonna learn.
We shall see what the future holds, hippieista.
We should have like bidet talk where we all just sit around on our bidets and talk about how amazing our bidets are.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that bidet talk.
Well,
That
everyone
might
can
actually.
I think everyone should fight to keep a straight face, and everyone should guess who has their bidet on.
Right. Exactly.
By who's struggling the hardest not to look like they're having a good time. Sorry, I'm spicy.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, how many times have I been in Foodie's chat before and been like, a detachable shower head, ma'am. Could other things, like places. But
Well,
whatever.
she doesn't shower for one.
Also, those are just fun. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. I mean,
My mom, when I turned 12, why are you in the shower for an hour? I don't know.
I'm just really dirty, okay, Mom?
Yeah, I'm a very dirty girl.
well, didn't she buy that like purple? What was it? The purple massager?
Play
It wasn't
XO.
even big. It was like that. Like, if you're gonna get a Hitachi, like, go and get the Hitachi. Like the
Well,
no,
she needs
the one that plugs into the wall.
right. She needs the long one because how is she gonna reach down there?
Exactly.
It was so tiny.
T-Rex arms.
Oh no, she can't get one that plugs into the wall. Then she'd have to take her CPAP out.
No. Amy's killing it tonight. Oh my God.
Then she'd need a separate charger for that, and she might have a meltdown if she doesn't have it charged. So,
Right?
I don't think that she's using her CPAP there because she's sleeping on the couch. And I believe that she's sleeping on the couch because she needs the arm of the couch to prop her back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the angle. If you see how the pillows are, yeah, that totally makes a lot of sense to me. I
you
was
mean
gonna
the
agree
same
with that.
pillows that you have to put under her butt because you're
Yes,
holding it
for
to the edge
proper
of the bed?
It's all about the angles in life.
It's called the liberation pillow, believe it or not.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
called a liberation pillow. Those triangle wedges for sexcapades. I Googled it.
Okay,
A
Buddha,
liberation
yeah.
pillow, yeah.
Right, okay, sure.
I hear that if you use certain codes, they're only like $70 on Adam and Eve. So
Okay.
Well,
Good to know.
I better not see Monty at Sleep Country tomorrow.
Sleep Country, Canada.
But oh my God, I have learned more.
Saggy is gonna like
than
wake
I
up and go
ever
live
wanted
any
to
minute
know.
now. She's like, I heard big girls and sex pillows. What's up?
Yeah, she's like, that's my type of ting. My type of ting. Oh man.
Amy, I love you. You have
Aw.
been so funny. I just love your humor, your intellect. I love all of y'all's humor and intellect, but Amy, I haven't had a lot of interaction with, and I just, yeah.
Well, thank you.
You got good quips.
Thank you, everybody. It seems we're like well over 2 hours, so maybe we'll start wrapping this up. We'll go clockwise as usual. So cauliflower.
Yes, wrap it up like the condom that Chantel didn't use tonight.
Oh yes.
Sorry.
Janet Parrott says, "How do you dry after you use bidet towel?" No one's gonna have an input on this.
I do. Well, usually I'm dry by the time I'm done looking at my phone for another 30 minutes, but just tissue.
Yeah.
All right, tappa, 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 and you're good to go.
Yeah, buy
There
the
you
good
go.
kind.
Some of them actually do dry though too, like the really expensive ones.
Yeah, you're right. All right,
Someone
Kali.
could blow on it, you know.
Oh, sorry, Colin.
Yes.
Oh, the dreams. Any old way. Thank you, Monty. Thank you, you girls. I'm telling you, you need a late night talk show. Amy, you need a late night talk show. Definitely. Buddha, you're the worst inspiration there is. I listen to her and I get worse. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks. Have a good night.
All right, thank you, Kali. Snowing Wine Drop says, Monty, you have the harem of intelligent ladies. Thank you, Snowing Wine Drops. Really appreciate that. And peace and love. Thank you also for the super sticker. Really appreciate that as well. Hippieista, any closing words? I guess we don't have Hippieista there yet. Okay, we'll move on to Bob.
No. Sorry. Yes, Monty, you have the best harem on the internet. And I'm so glad that I have found fellow knitters and crocheters. And we're gonna do something, girls. We are gonna do something. We're gonna make Monty come into our community. I promise you. And oh my God, this has been one of the best chats panels ever. Y'all are just wonderful. All of the panels are wonderful. Y'all are wonderful. This is great. And Monty, you better start taking care of yourself. If you need to eat, if you need to sleep, you need to just boot us off the internet and say, I'll be back tomorrow. Okay?
All right, sounds good, Hippie. Bubble.
On that note, I want my gun show. I always ask.
A gun show. I don't
Yes,
have any weapons of mass destruction.
there they are. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait a
So you
second.
can see-
Isn't Natty Daddy supposed to challenge me to a gun show?
The shirt off,
Yes.
flared off.
Yes, he was supposed to. What happened? I guess he
So you can tell that Monty's eating good cooking.
yes,
He's taking
indeed.
care of himself, pumping the iron. But I'm excited tomorrow to see whether or not Chantal uses that a la carte and whether or not she uses all three of them in one day. I don't know if that's even possible. But I want to know if she is avoiding the men that she has had escapades with, because everywhere she goes, she says who she is. So everybody knows who she is. And I'm sure eventually a man is going to pull her card and be like, stop telling people I touched you. So I'm interested for what tomorrow brings. And I hope that I get to share that time with y'all.
Indeed. Thank you so much for being here. Buddha bitch.
Apologies, everybody, for my extra spiciness today. I've been up in Monty's chat all day, just dropping bombs of sass. So tomorrow I'll be back to a better Buddha. But I do want to end on the note of, I hate to say it, but I'm a little inspired by Chantel right now. Not because she's doing amazing things right now, but because I'm seeing her doing something that she hasn't been doing. She's, despite the reasons why she does what she does, tonight watching her do karaoke, despite the fact that everyone was pumping up her narcissistic ego, she was putting herself out there. And that still has to be celebrated, regardless of how foul she can be. And to be honest with you, the last week, she's been inspiring me. Like, she's been doing things that have been extremely difficult because she has no option, but she's still doing them. And it made me think, what am I doing? Like, are there things that I'm avoiding that are difficult? And believe it or not, Chantel inspired me to maybe push myself a little bit this week more than I have been. So that's what I'm taking away from Chantel, is how is her shenanigans making my life and shedding some light in the world when all she is darkness. So anyway, thanks for having me tonight.
Thanks, Buddha. Alilu, if you're there.
Just want to say thank you again for having me. You guys are amazing, and beautiful, and I love you all. And really looking forward to Chantel's new life when she gets back from Cuba. You know, I believe it 100%. She's going to be just like this perfect angel. I mean, I'm excited for it, I gotta say. But yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Alilu and Aunt Amy.
As always, thank you for having me. It's been so much fun. And thank you guys for laughing at all my dumb jokes. And if you guys want, I only have one video up so far, but you can go over to my channel and follow me if you'd like. I plan on eventually uploading videos talking about moving to Australia and losing my leg and all of those kinds of things. So yeah.
Definitely.
All right, thank you, Aunt Amy. Thank you, everybody. And that was on the panel. Really appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm gonna go get some rest right now because it's pretty early in the morning. So I'll see maybe most people tomorrow. If not, I'll see you another time. But take care and have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.